Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is my second review on the Roland DJ-808. I just want to say that I did some comparison on a lot of different controllers. You probably see in my other videos I have an NS7 II and also an NV. Also, turntables and CDJs, but I just want to make this clear. And I was back and forth with my decision between this and my Newmark NS7 II. But I can honestly say that this Roland DJ-808 is probably the best controller out. And I don't want you guys to think, hey, this guy's wishy-washy, he's back and forth. But I really wanted to really give this controller a chance and really learn how to use it. And that's one thing that I didn't do in the beginning. I bought it. I have basic knowledge of controllers, so I start messing with it right away. But I never did take the time to really read the manual, and that's very important. A lot of times, a lot of us, not I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. You'll buy something and you might just skim through the manual, but you really don't take the time to read everything and learn how to properly use your controller. So I just want to say that I sat down, read my instruction manual, and I really learned how to use this controller. And I must say, there's nothing that compares to this controller. I mean, nothing. Like I said, you have a four-channel mixer, which is normal nowadays. The middle channel is actually for the drum machine and sampler. Um, but at the top, you have your TR drum machine. You have all the classic sounds. You can see right here. You have your TR 909, the 808, 707, and 606. You have your different banks for all your samples, um, and each bank can hold 8 samples. So right out of Serato. So right there, that's pretty good. You also have your voice transform over here. Make your voice change. Sound very low, high, whatever. It can also match the chord or the tune. It auto tunes your voice, so that's pretty cool too. You also have your effects for Serato. You can trigger them right above your platters, just like most controllers. But you also have 4 built-in, effects that are not part of Serato. So, you can use these if you plug in your turntable or CDJs or whatever, or even with using Serato, you can just use these effects that are built into the mixer. Um, you have your fader, which in my original video I said that this fader wasn't good. There was a slight, I want to say, a gap in the sound from off and on, and I read my instruction manual and found out that it's factory set that way. And I'm not saying that you go into Serato to fix this. It's actually fixed internally in this controller. What you have to do, you power off your controller, and you actually, I don't know if you see the button here, the panel button. Hold that down and turn on the DJ-808. When you do that, the start stop button right here is going to flash, and over here in the window you're going to see different numbers, and you can adjust using your value. So you have to look in your manual, and there's different things you can do. Like, I didn't like the idea of, let me get out of the light here. I didn't like the idea of having my Q ring all lit up and the Q actually unlit. A lot of times when you're scratching and especially if you're going back to back, Sometimes it's hard to see that light if the room is pretty lit. So I reversed it, and that's just a matter of going in and changing it to off. It's either off or on. It's like 0 or 1, and you can reverse it. So I have it reversed, so the only thing that you see lit up is the actual cue, which I like. Um, the other thing, going back to the fader, you can adjust if you want it to be instant, like as far as you, I mean, as soon as you move the fader from off to on, it comes right in. The factory is not set that way. It's a slight space. Same thing, read the manual, go in, adjust it to 0. It's factory set to 1. It's actually set from 0 to 10. Like I said, it's factory set to 1, which gives you that slight gap. The only way to get rid of that gap is to actually go in, change it to 0, and then it works great. Another thing that I had incorrectly stated before in the video was when you have this on the TR for a drum machine, the top row here is what you would hit for the drum sounds. The bottom row is actually for fills, like, you know, if you want to have a drum fill, or depending on how hard you press or how long, you know, you press, it'll triple, you know, your drum sounds, like give you that, you know. So just wanted to clear that up. When you're playing, if you're doing real time, you use the top row. The bottom row is just used for fills. That's it. You have your key sync here, and that's another thing I had also mentioned before in the first video. Say you're playing a song, a cappella, or even a regular song. I don't care if it's a drummer playing, a real drummer that was used for the song, or if it's a drum machine. Drum machine, it should stay on beat. It should sync perfectly with the drum machine. But what I learned was to go in and mess with the Beatgrid. And you can adjust the grid with these buttons right here. You go in, pick your song, line the grid up with the beats so it stays on beat. Once you have your grid set and it looks good, when you do sync your drum machine, it will stay on beat with the song. I had my drum machine actually stay on beat with older songs where they were using a live drummer. So like I said, I mean, it's so many things that this drum machine, well, it's not just a drum machine, but this controller can do. I even made some songs myself using the TB-03, which is basically a remake of the TB-303. I'm thinking about getting another keyboard to plug in, and everything plugs in the back here, right here in channel 3 and 4. It's a USB plug, but it's also, they call it ERA or IRA system, where the sound, your how it's linked together, everything is over that cord. So the power, everything is synced on that that cord. So that's the only thing you need to plug in, which is great. So one other thing that I did want to mention was when you're making beats. Now, I know before I was saying that it only has 4 drum sounds for each drum machine. So you have, I don't know if you can see it there, you have your bass drum, snare drum, close hat, and an open hat. Okay, yeah, that's the basic sounds, which really that's all you need for the main sound of whatever TR drum machine you want to use. But if, say, you want to add a tambourine, say you want to add a snare or bass drum or even loops, basically what you would do is sample them, and they would be stored in your sample bank. And up here it's tied to your sample your samples that are in Serato. So when you have like your samples here is basically up here 1 to 8. Up here is basically the 1 to 8 here. um, I've actually sampled loops. I've actually used this like a SP12 and also MPC. It's amazing what you can do. You basically, what I would do was, if there was a loop or anything that I wanted to use, I actually say, like I turn on Serato and I use record function. I record the loop that I want to use and save it. Now it's in my recorded files. I then take the recorded file, which is the sample that I use, and move it and put it in one of the sample banks. So now when I'm creating a beat, whatever beat that it's on that I want the sample to come in, I trigger it using the buttons here from my sample bank, and it's on time. And if it's off slightly, you can actually adjust the time of the sample in Serato. So it's a lot that you can do with this, and the wheels are sensitive. One of the problems that I had before was the fader wasn't sharp until I made the adjustment, so that was kind of throwing off my scratches. But these wheels are great. And you know what is another thing I want to mention. There's so much I want to talk about, but I really love the pitch control on this unit. I don't know if some of you guys really use your pitch bend or you use your pitch knob here, but usually they're so fast, like the adjustment. This is actually, it feels like I'm using 1200s, like the range. It's really nice, and a lot of times I'll blend songs using these. So it's great. I mean, like I said before, it's important that you read your instruction manual, because there's so many things with with the technology. You really should pay attention to everything if you really want to get the most out of the controller. So more videos are going to come out. I didn't take this back. I still have my, it's right there, my NS7 II. But to be honest, I don't even really know if I want to keep that now. And I mean, I've had it so long, but I'm happy with my 1200s for home, and I would take this out to DJ a party. It looks nice. The sound quality is, it's up there with the best. I mean, if not, I want to actually say this probably sounds better than any equipment that I have. This sound card that they use is, it's really the sound is amazing. So all right guys, hey, like I said, I just want to clear that up. This is an excellent controller, and buy it. Go out there, buy it, and practice. Really get to learn how to use it, and make your decision. All right, guys, take care. Enjoy that your new Roland DJ-808. See ya.